Over the years, the alarming growth of the internet and its wide acceptance has led to increase in security threats. In Nigeria today, several internet-assisted crimes known as cybercrimes are committed daily in various forms such as fraudulent electronic mails, pornography, identity theft, hacking, cyber harassment, spamming, automated teller machine spoofing, and piracy. Cybercrime is a threat against various institutions and people who are connected to the internet, either through their computers or mobile technologies. The increase of this crime in the society has become a strong issue that should not be overlooked. The impact of this kind of crime can be felt on the lives, economy, and international reputation of a nation. Thanks for joining us today on TV and Business Daily Program. I am Chiwendo Isisiago. Today we shall be discussing on managing increasing cyber risks. Before we proceed with our discussion, let's look at the business stories making headlines. Stay with us. Crude oil production in Nigeria tumbled by 155,000 barrels to a record low in December amid the production cuts by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and its alliance. OPEC disclosed this on Thursday in its report for January, saying a meaningful rise in oil prices would brighten Nigeria's economic outlook this year. The report showed that the country's oil production fell to 1.17 million barrels per day in December 2020 from 1.33 million BPD in November, based on direct communication. According to secondary sources, total crude oil production by the 13-member OPEC averaged 25.36 million BPD in December, up by 280,000 million BPD in the previous month. Equity trading on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Thursday closed on a positive note with a gain of 325 billion naira. The NSE share index appreciated by 1.54%, with the market breadth closing positive with 49 gainers as against 7 losers. The oil share index rose by 622.09 basic points or 1.54% to close at 40,963.14 as against 40,341.05 recorded the previous day. They appreciated by 325 billion naira to close higher at 21.42 trillion naira from 21.09 trillion naira as market sentiment remained in the green territory. Meanwhile, a turnover of 809.45 million shares in 6,708 deals was recorded in the day's trading. The premium subsector was the most active, measured by turnover volume, with 208.12 million shares exchanged by investors in 1,935 deals. A total of 226.85 billion naira was mobilized from various sources in response to the COVID-19 pandemic between March and June 2020, the federal government said on Thursday. It said this in the interim report on the special audit of the federal government of Nigeria's response to the COVID-19 pandemic for the period of 1st March to 30th June 2020. The report was released by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation and signed by the Auditor General for the Federation, Anthony Ayeni. Nigeria reported its first case of COVID-19 on the February 27, 2020, while the President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated a 12-man presidential task force on March 17, 2020. It said 24.6 billion naira was disbursed by the federal government to the participating agency, while 30.1 billion naira was raised by the coalition against COVID-19 and was under their direct management. And that's the business update on Television Nigerian. I am Chiwendo Isisiago. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back shortly.
My name is Chiwendo Isisiago, presenter at Television Nigerian Business Daily. In a globalizing world, ours is to keep you engaged, informed, and educated on contemporary happenings in the business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business. I mean, your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080 3071 6959 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all the social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern.
Thanks for staying with us again, and if you're just joining us, it's TV and Business Daily. Like I stated earlier, we shall be discussing on managing increasing cyber risks in the country. My guest is here in the studio. He is a freelance journalist, an ICT expert, and a public speaker, Mr. Samsudeen Abdulrazak. You're welcome to TV and Business Daily today.
Thank you very much for having me.
And Happy New Year.
Same to you, and we hope for a prosperous 2021.
Yeah, so how did you celebrate your New Year?
Like I had to reflect back on the gains and pains of 2020 and make a projection for the new year.
All right. Okay, now we're moving forward to the topic, managing increasing cyber risks in the country. So, but my first question for you today is, how has this ICT influenced our lives and, of course, the economy at large?
Now, if we look at ICT as a whole, it has actually change the way we interact. Now, I was discussing with somebody yesterday, and I told the person that, like, how do we imagine a life where there was no Facebook, there was no WhatsApp and all that? I was trying to imagine some yesteryears how life has actually been.
A lot of people will not use phone.
Yes, a lot of people don't use phone, and at that time you had to go to Nitel to line up to do. So it has shaped a whole lot of activities. Going by the time whereby you go line up in a bank to do transactions. Now you can do mobile transaction at the confines of your home. A lot of activities generally, from business to health to education. Now we're talking about online learning. So it has actually changed our lives in a very, very positive way.
Okay, not negative, just positive way.
No, the both.
Okay.
Yes, you know, there is nothing that actually has an advantage that doesn't have its advantage. It also has its the negative side of it, because everything comes in twos. So you have the positive side, you have the negative side, you have the right hand side, you have the left hand side.
Definitely.
So it's just all about the one you choose to go with.
Okay, looking at the rate of cybercrime now in the country, we realize that it's on the high side. So I wanted to ask you, as an expert, do you agree to it?
Yes, definitely. I actually agree. Now, to even buttress that point, of just yesterday, one of my little pet sister actually called me. I was like, I should send my name, date of birth, account number, that there's some organization that is distributing federal government money for free. And I was like, wait. She sent it via WhatsApp. So immediately I had to call her and I was like, okay, please do it. And at the end of the day, it was actually fraud. So that's to tell you that it's actually on the high side. And with COVID-19, it has actually shoot up drastically. Now, the statistics actually shows that it has actually tripled with the cybercrime before COVID. Because a lot of these cyber crime perpetrators now have to take advantage of COVID, and they make sure that, okay, the new federal government and organizations are giving out so-called palliatives to people. So they will now design websites and links that actually serve as a bait to people, so that once you see it, you'll be interested. Oh, this is... So sometimes it takes a lot of diligence and digital literacy to be able to detect if this one is actually real or not, because there is a slim line between a very, very good link and the fake one. Sometimes it might just only be the hyphen they will change. So it might be nscdc.gov.ng. So inside that gov, they will just put hyphen. So you see nscdc.gov-ng. So, and you think, oh, it's still the same.
It's real,
yes,
yeah.
because when they tell you that federal government website carries .gov.ng, so you think it's real, so you think it's a go. So with COVID, it has actually been on high side.
So how would you identify the one that is actually fraud and the one that is real?
Yes, to start with, there's what we call the HTTPS. So when you see HTTP, it means that that site is not secured. So when you see a particular website and it has HTTP, it means it's not secured.
Okay.
But that doesn't guarantee it. Even a secured website can actually be a bait. So now another one is the moment you log in, you will see some the interface again. You should be able to differentiate between how a government interface looks like the way the website looks like, with that of the fraudulent website. So what is most advisable is the moment you see it, or somebody just tell you about, oh, there is a fund going on, you have Google as a friend. So you can also go to Google to check when did the federal government launch this. And mind you, you might still have this because Google is just like a dustbin. Anything you push it is what you get. So those people might also have a very good search engine optimization in such a way that if you ask Google, their own fraudulent website would be the first that will pop out. So, but unfortunately, the way like I said, it takes a lot of diligence for you to be able to know, okay, this is what is right and this is what is wrong. So it takes you to be able to go extra mile asking people. And another thing that is that a lot of people fall prey is they'll say, my dad sent it to me. My elder brother sent it to me. So there are people that you respect, and you expect that these people yes, they won't take anything for granted. But anybody can fall prey. So nobody is immune to it. Even the minister or anybody who is in charge of an IT also fall prey. Because the person that is trying to defraud you is 2 times or 3 times wiser than you do. So he has already planned in such a way that you will see it as real. Because he knows that, okay, fine, what if an ICT person sees this? So how does this person relate this? So it's usually very tricky. But at the same time, like I said, it needs a lot of diligence. So like you check this when you for example, if it is a federal government website, it usually ends with .gov.ng. If it's a university website, you see .edu.ng. So it tells you that, okay, this one is standard. So you should be able to know most organizations don't have hyphen at maybe the middle of their website. So, and some of them, they will tweak it. There's a way you might tweak it. Maybe you just use bit.ly, like bit.ly. Then so they've actually tweaked it in such a way that you won't even know the real website until when you click. So federal government also can also tweak and say, okay, fine, register for this form. And another thing is, in the course of you submitting, federal government website is, if you don't if you didn't fill any of the places that have been asterisk, it won't move to the next page. But this one, the moment, even when you didn't fill anything, just go to next, it will just go there automatically. So it tells you that this particular link is a fraudulent link.
Wow. So I have an experience of someone yesterday, is it yesterday or last week, when he traveled and used POS like in his own town. Then when coming back, realized that they've been debiting his account, probably using ATM. So how do you advise someone, using your ATM at the POS and know that you cannot even go back there?
Yes, when you go to the POS, it's actually very simple. Most times it's advisable. Like when some people will like, okay, you have trust for people a lot, and so okay, take and help me do my transaction. Now, and this particular POS thing is actually from the both sides.
Okay.
The POS operators are being defrauded, and the POS operators on some other hand also defraud people. So it depends on the side you fall in. So it is advisable that your password and your ATM PIN is actually your personal. Like the abbreviation is PIN. That is personal identification number. So it is your personal thing. So you are not meant to share it with anybody. So maybe in some cases you might say, okay, I have a brother, I have a spouse that you might want to share it with in some rare cases, but ordinarily you are not supposed to share it with anybody. So that's number one. So, and when you start discovering any issue, the first thing you need to do is you alert your bank. So because even not only the individuals that are being defrauded this time around, sometimes some banks also are being defrauded. Because some people will just push some money into an account and transfer it into another account immediately. So that's more reason why with the BVN and with the current NIMSI registration that is going on now. So just try to make sure that people's identity is being detected, no matter where you are. So if you're able to boycott BVN, your NIMSI, that is the NIN, will be able to locate where you are, so that people get to know, okay, this is the person, this is where this person is, and how we can actually locate him. So mostly it is usually advisable you don't release your PIN. And for the operators, on the other hand, they are expected to make sure that if you don't receive alert, you don't give out money. Okay. Some people, the way there is a app you use now in such a way that app will actually
make you feel that you have.
Yes, you will receive an automated SMS that you have been credited so bank, and they will show you, look, me, they've debited me. And sometimes you might also receive the text message. So that's why I said you might not be wiser than the person who is trying to defraud you. Okay. But the actual thing is extra diligence. It's expected, and we don't need to throw caution to the dashboard. You need to put away trust. This is business, irrespective, because brothers even defraud brothers. So not to talk less of
people that you don't
yes.
Even know.
So look, I know you and I trust you, but as this case is, I needed to see the alert before I actually issue out money. Everybody is on the same page.
It's very important for people to be very careful and very sensitive before going into any transaction. Okay, before we go on a quick break, let's take the next question. So is the government doing enough in terms of policing the cyberspace in the country?
Yes, we have the Cybercrime Act of 2015, and a whole lot of things that you ordinarily don't even know that is a crime is actually a crime, like cyber stalking, like somebody following you bomber to bomber on either maybe your social media handles. Okay. The person is not adding any value to you, but the person is just stalking you, checking up your this thing. So if you notice that, it's a crime on its own and it is punishable under the law. We have the child pornography, where children at certain age are not expected to be. So if they are exposed to that, either the parent or anybody that exposed them to that is expected to be punished under the law. That's the Cybercrime Act of 2015. So another one is spamming, when people just send unsolicited message, be it email or text message, unsolicited. So all those ones too are also punishable under the law. So that is more reason why. But a lot of people here in this part of God, we don't even know. So somebody was like, yes. So the first one. So when they say, okay, if is government doing enough? Yes, the government is, but there's still room for improvement, because a lot of analysts have actually argued that the current Cybersecurity Act that we have still has a lot of loopholes, a lot of things, because as it was enacted in 2014 and passed into law in 2015. But since that time till now, a lot of new cyber tricks has actually come up. So it needs a review and more things needed to be. But the question is, the ones that we already have before, people don't even know. Exactly. So a lot of people have been defrauded over time, and a lot of people have. So because what it means is that you have your own space and you have your own rights within the cyberspace. So you have the right to choose what you consume. So you don't allow, so nobody has a right to just push anything to you. So, and we also have what we call the CERT, Computer Emergency Response Team, and it's under NITDA. So, and that particular unit is a federal government unit that helps to monitor and serve as the ethical hackers of the federal government. So any cyber attack on any federal government website, that particular unit is the one that that acts responsibly for it. So we have that, and even the CBN has its own cert on its own, because they deal with money and all that, so they have its own cert. And then cert, on the other hand, also was supposed to be a full-fledged cybersecurity unit, like an organization on its own. But currently now it is still under NITDA. So if what will advise is for CERT to be on its own. So once CERT is already on its own, then it will be able to have more scope, yes, to be able to, because a lot of people don't even know there is CERT, and a lot of people don't even know that even the Cyber Crime Act of 2015 is still even existing. Because there are some that are even punishable of like 10 years imprisonment, sometimes maybe 200,000 fine, that on each of these crimes that we don't even know. We have phishing, where somebody just use like a bait. Like the ones that is common is sending you COVID-19 palliative link that are just link up. Yes, and at the end of the day, you feel that okay, federal government is. And the way Nigerians are, they'll just say, don't share it with anybody. Like I'm just like my elder brother just shared it now. So you are trying to code it, not knowing that you're also falling prey, because that's how they do, and it's actually becoming rising on a daily basis.
Well, as an individual, when defrauded, can you actually go to the government to complain?
Yes, as an individual, the first thing you do, and the first place to go to is a police station. So you report to the police. So after that, we have the EFCC also deals with financial crimes. Okay. So the EFCC, just because we have a whole lot of about, we have what we call the Cybersecurity Advisory Council. So we have a lot of ministries, departments, and agencies that are under that body. But the law enforcement agency, you have the Nigerian police, then you have the EFCC that actually prosecutes such cases.
All right, thank you very much. Let's take a quick break here. After the break, we'll continue with our discussion. Please stay with us.
Chiwendu Osisiago, presenter Television Nigerian Business Daily. In a globalizing world, ours is to keep you engaged, informed, and educated on contemporary happenings in the business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business. I mean, your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080-3071-6959 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all our social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern. My name is Chiwendu.
Thanks for staying with us again on the program, and if you're just joining us, it's TVN Business Daily. We've been discussing on managing increasing cyber risks, and my guest has been discussing with us, and that he is an ICT expert, a freelance journalist, and a public speaker, Mr. Shamsuddin Abdulrazak. I want to ask you, you're an ICT expert, a public speaker, a freelance journalist. How do you combine all this at the same time?
It's all about setting priorities.
Okay.
So, like, I have days when I actually do this and do that. So if you call me for this, I'll tell you, okay, at this particular point in time, I'm actually busy. So, and it's all about setting priorities. And when you set priorities, things become more easier.
It's actually good because in this kind of environment and this kind of economy that we are now, you don't depend on just one source of income.
Yes.
So I like that. Okay, now moving forward to our topic for the day. Are there enough laws to prosecute perpetrators?
Yes, like I said earlier, we have the Cybercrime Act of 2015, and we can say that we have a law that is there to perpetrate to prosecute offenders. But saying enough, yes, we can't say we actually have enough laws that is available to prosecute offenders. But we just hope that even the current ones we have should be followed to the latter. And how do we do that is through enlightenment. I know that some federal government agencies and some other cyber security NGOs are actually going on digital literacy campaign to inform people about this. But it's actually not enough. Even as individuals within our own space, we can also inform people that, look, don't. A lot of people here in this part of the world love dying in silence.
Yeah.
So you don't die in silence. If you have any issue at all, you tell the next person. Because what normally happens is the way these fraudsters operate, they will make sure that don't tell anybody. They will do as if they're actually helping you, and you feel yourself that, okay, it seems this guy is trying to help me, but on the other hand, is actually trying to defraud you. So they make you feel so special and not making you to actually voice out. So if you have experienced any cyber attack or anything at all, it's actually worthwhile for you to come up to the security agencies to inform them, and definitely the law will surely take its course.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Shamsuddin. So now what is the way forward for ICT in the country?
Yes, in terms of when we want to look at it in terms of cybersecurity, because there is no how you have a country or you have an organization that you won't even take care of the security aspect of it. So in terms of cybersecurity, the first thing I have three suggestions. The first one is personal. So personally, you have to be cybersecurity aware. So in terms of your personal